listening to That's Basically the 80s. Here are your hosts, Chris and Corey.
Wing freak. Terrorizes. Wait till they get a load of me.
Hey Corey,
What's up?
na 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 na.
Michael Keaton.
Got him. So yeah, we watched Batman,
Fuck yeah.
and we watched Jack Nicholson and Kim Basinger and Batman
Bunch of balloons that spread out gas.
and some mimes,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a museum.
Harvey Dent was in it.
Harvey Dent.
Lando Calrissian was not there, but
But
someone
in
that
heart.
resembles him strongly.
So
Billy
yeah,
D.
of course, we all know that obviously I'm a huge Batman fan.
Yep.
I've liked Batman ever since 1989-ish. Do you think there's a coincidence?
Was this movie released in 89?
Yep.
Yep. I don't think there's a coincidence. I think it was a direct correlation. You actually have a Batman tattoo on your arm.
Yeah, my very first tattoo, actually, I got, I think when I was 20 or 21, something like that, was the Batman signal from this.
Right.
Cool story about that.
Cool.
The guy that did this,
Uh-huh.
not a professional.
And not sanitary.
I don't know. It was sanitary. I mean, it was like he used an alcohol wipe, I think.
Yep.
I'm not proud of it.
Mm-mm.
I want to get it fixed. It's a really shitty tattoo.
Yep.
I've got a lot of good tattoos,
But that one's not one of them.
but this one,
It was like you just went up in quality.
yeah, I was like, why don't I get like a level 2 tattoo,
Mm-hmm.
and then later I'll
The
just
guy's like, if you want to, it'll be $10 if you want me to do it in my kitchen, but then it'll be $50 if I have to go all the way down to the studio.
and I had to buy this chair at the
He like
yard
left
sale.
his paints out overnight. He's like, fuck, like caps them before he left the house to go do your tattoo.
Yeah, it was really, really bad news,
He's all shaking because he didn't have enough meth,
right?
which is weird because you should be shaking if you had too much. But
Yeah, but this guy was pretty big, so I don't think he was a meth guy. I think he was more like what do you get when you're really big? Lots of beer.
maybe
Yeah, I think
he's
just
like
lots
a
of beer.
Keystone guy.
Yeah, definitely a Keystone guy. I think he was taking some shots of Keystone in between.
Shots of Keystone.
Anyways, yeah, my first tattoo
Mm-hmm.
is a Batman signal, and it's the Batman signal from this, or like the Batman symbol, because obviously through the ages, Batman's little symbol or insignia
Has gotten different.
it's changed up.
Yep.
So it's not the Adam West one,
No.
which actually, well, I guess I kind of was a Batman fan then too, because
Yeah. I always watch them when they're like, fucking guess what? Batman's in some quicksand. Find out what happens to him after these messages. And I was like, fuck, what's going to happen to him?
and then that's when the song came out.
Yeah.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Uh-huh.
And then it was like, then all of a sudden, like this big giant vine came swinging by and hit
Yeah.
Robin in the head and said, "Pow!" And Batman's
Yeah.
like, "I gotcha." And he grabs the vine and grabs Robin and just like pulls him out.
Yep.
You know what? Oh, do you remember the Batman movie with Adam Keaton? Did you ever watch that one?
Adam Keaton or Adam
No,
West?
Adam Keaton. Wow, could you imagine that?
Okay.
Yeah, Adam West. Because they had the series, but they
Mhm.
actually made.
No, I didn't watch it.
So at one point, if I remember correctly, and I might be way off on this, but this is just me like picking the backs of Chris's brain.
Uh-huh.
They're like on a rope ladder
Right.
on a helicopter, not like the Joker in this movie, but
No.
and then they're over the water, and then a shark jumps out of the water, boom, latches onto him,
Whoa.
and then Robin's like, "Oh shit, Batman, what are we gonna do now?"
Batman, we're fucked.
Yeah, and then Batman's like, "Come on, Dick," because his name's Dick
Right.
Grayson, And on his utility belt, his little bat belt, he's
Uh-huh.
got shark away spray,
Oh, yeah.
a shark repellent.
Yeah,
is
he
what it
just
is.
sprayed it.
He sprayed that shit on him, and guess what?
The shark was like, fuck, I can't believe you had that.
He's repelling me. And then he fucking went
Right.
back in the water, and then he's just like, I'm going to go somewhere
He like
else.
sprays, and then the shark's like, I can't believe you brought that. And then like Batman and Robin are both like, to be honest, we can't believe it either.
Yeah.
And
So
then the director's like, cut, you can't break the third wall and talk to the fucking sharks.
what the fuck is that guy's name that does Jaws?
Oh,
That's in, he's also in Family Guy. He's like the ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. What's his name?
like the guy who makes Family Guy?
No, the guy that's the actor in Jaws that fights the
Oh.
fucking shark. But then Family Guy makes fun of him
Yeah.
because he follows him around and like picks up a piece of candies.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
What if that guy would have just watched the Batman movie before and was like, oh, why don't I just get some shark repellent instead
Right.
of letting him eat all of these people?
Mhm.
And he's like, well,
They're like, we're going to need a bigger boat. And he's like, wrong, bitch. We just need this little can.
I just need this badass belt. And he just comes walking in. They're like, dude, why are you wearing that cape and mask?
Mhm.
And he's like, I'm Batman. He's like, no, that's like a leather mask with like a zipper over the mouth.
That's funny.
Anyways, here we are,
Yeah.
Batman. I got to point out some of my negative stuff about this really quick first.
Okay.
One, on IMDb, this has 7.5 out of 10 stars.
Uh-huh.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 71% rating.
Right.
Which, you know, over the course of many, many years, you kind of expect it to level out. And anywhere from a 7 to an 8 out of stars or a 70 to 80% is probably really good.
Decent.
Because not everybody's going to love every movie, right?
Right.
Except for this one. I feel like those 25 to 29% of people are all those fucking Spider-Man fans out there that don't know what a real hero is like.
It could be, but I also don't even like this movie as much as other Batman movies or other movies that we've watched so far this year. I like it decently.
And I get that. Moving on now, since we're, 30-something years away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
I think
It was
yes.
pretty awesome.
But now because we had the George Clooney Batman, which was probably the best one, right?
Right.
Then we went through the whole Christian Bale series, and then there's been animated series and animated movies.
I don't actually think the George Clooney one is the best one. For all the people listening out there that think they're going to stop listening right now. That is just for comedic effect.
Yeah. And then you got the Christian Bale series, which was really good.
Uh-huh.
And then you get on to Ben Affleck.
Yep.
And then moving on to future Batman, which
Robert Pattinson.
we've yet to decide whether or not it's going to be good or not.
As long as he sparkles, that's all I care about.
That's true, but he is the Dark Knight, so what if he doesn't go out in daytime? What if he doesn't go out in daytime not because he's Batman, but because he's a vampire
He's a
pretending
vampire.
to be Batman?
That could be it.
Vampires suck blood?
Yep. Bats do.
Bats suck blood?
Some.
So I guess it makes
It
sense,
does
right?
make a little bit of sense, yeah.
So, anyways, kind of speaking of this, I wanted to ask you a question.
Okay.
And it's going to kind of put you on the spot. I don't know. Maybe I should have brought this up and let you prepare.
Oh, well.
If you were going to pick an actor right now to be in the
Batman.
Batman movie, who would you think it would be?
And he's going to... And an actor that's going to play Batman?
Yeah.
I would choose... Ooh, I know what I would choose.
Who's that?
I'm going to fuck you up.
What's that?
I would choose, Mockingjay. What's her name?
Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, I would choose Jennifer Lawrence, and she like dons the actual Batman outfit and everything, and it's like the Cape Crusader comes back after like 30 years, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then at the end, it's like the mask comes off. Guess what, bitch? It was Jennifer Lawrence the whole time.
It was the Mockingjay.
Yep.
I like it.
I think she would kick ass.
She would kick ass. I think where a lot of people go wrong,
Uh-huh.
and I think about this a lot, which is weird. Maybe even when I shouldn't be thinking about it, think about it. Because you're like, who should be Batman? Who should play Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, take Superman, for example. He's unmasked, and Clark Kent is kind of a little nerd, reporter, whatever. And Superman is this big hero that's a tough guy, Boy Scout,
Right.
whatever, right? So you're kind of casting the role of Superman,
Mm-hmm.
and Clark Kent is the byproduct.
Right.
I feel like people look at this the wrong way. With Batman, I think you should need to cast the role of Bruce Wayne.
Right, and
then Batman's the byproduct. Because Batman's covered up. He's covered up in a whole armored suit, cape, gloves, mask. All you see are his eyeballs and his fucking chin, right? And then you hear his voice.
Right.
Literally anybody could do that. Maybe not anybody, but so I think you need to cast the role of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And then...
That would make sense.
And so when going back to like Ben Affleck, and I was bitching about it at first, right?
Right.
And you were like, dude, he's going to be good. And I was like, dude, no, he's not. And you said, dude, he's going to be good. I don't want to hear none of that Daredevil bullshit.
Right.
And I was like, dude, Ben Affleck is going to be a bitch. Sorry, Ben Affleck. Corey was right.
It was a good one, huh?
You know, the Justice League movies and stuff, they got a bad rap. I really liked them. I think there was things that could have been better. But I really think that Ben Affleck played a really good Bruce Wayne, and the scenes where he was Batman and when he was fighting villains and stuff, I did not want to be a villain.
No.
Like, it looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
Like when he punched him or threw him through a crate or whatever, they were sore.
Hurt, yeah. I think I would cast Jake Gyllenhaal as my Bruce Wayne.
And see, you know who I was thinking? Who? Ryan Gosling, actually.
Yeah, him too.
I think
one of them would be really awesome.
I think that he would play a really good Bruce Wayne. I think Jake Gyllenhaal would, because I don't know. Awesome. I just like Jake Gyllenhaal too.
Yeah, me too.
But actually, kind of, it's funny that you brought up Jennifer Lawrence, because the other person that I was thinking was actually Liam Hemsworth. I think that if you tailored him the right way, I think he could play a decent Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, he doesn't have dark hair, but
neither
Bruce
does Ryan
Wayne,
Gosling.
Yeah, I guess Ryan would probably have to dye his hair, because Bruce Wayne always kind of has like darker hair, doesn't he?
Right.
Generally. Also, side note, I think that Henry Cavill is the best Superman.
I think he
plays both Clark Kent and Superman way well.
I thought he did freaking amazing. And speaking of that, I really like Superman.
Yeah.
But I hate that everybody can't figure out that Superman and Clark Kent are the same person.
Right.
Because, like, we're all wearing masks right now.
But you can still mostly
But I know who
see
you are. Even if you have a beanie on and sunglasses on and a fucking mask covering your face and you come strolling up, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's Corey.
Yeah, but what if I went in a photo booth and then I came back out and I was wearing a different clothes?
You find me a photo booth and then we'll talk.
Here, check this out. I'll just take off my glasses. You tell me if you know who I am.
Shit.
Yep, see?
I thought that I was supposed to be recording with Corey. Where are you?
That's what it is. It's the glasses.
Oh, there you are. He put his glasses back on, everybody.
Anyways.
That's like Bruce Wayne. But should we talk about this movie?
Probably. We're like 13 minutes in and haven't yet.
Yeah, but it's good stuff, huh?
Yeah.
So you are rich, slick, smooth talking Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
You've got Kim Basinger / Vicky Vale in your house on a date for dinner.
Okay.
How does that go?
So she comes over to my house.
Yeah. In your billionaire mansion house, and you're like flaunting that tuxedo or whatever you're wearing. I don't know. Maybe you're wearing a silk robe. Tell me how that date goes.
I mean, I would be wearing like slim fitted suit, because that's the thing I hate the most about the 80s and 90s styles, how everything was baggy.
Right. You hate things that are big.
Yep. And then I'd still do like Bruce Wayne does when he's like, oh, I hope you could find it okay, just to fuck with her, because it's the only goddamn fucking house on the hill.
And she was there like a couple days ago for the party, right?
Fucking someone probably drove her there. Like, yeah, I found it, Bruce. Do you know why I found it? Because it's the biggest fucking house in the city.
And Alfred.
All I had to do is drive past all of the starving people through the city to get here, but I found it all right.
Well, good.
Yeah, and I'd be like, word, bitch. I'm glad you found it. So then we'd have, for dinner, we'd eat like some fucking,
What do billionaires eat?
Well, I think we'd have like some like pan-seared salmon or something.
Nice.
Do you know like that meal that they eat in Jurassic Park?
Oh, yes.
The sea bass, yeah.
Yes.
I'd eat that shit.
Have you ever had a tuna steak?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Or like some ahi tuna or something, just some bomb ass. But it's got to be like something that's not like bad breath, right?
Right.
And then I'd be like on that long ass table, and I'd be like, I think that the fish has got some bones in it. Be careful. And then she'd be like, what? And I'd be like, why the fuck is this table so long? And then she'd be like, what else is long? And I'll be like, I mean, you know, like, my bedroom's like a mile and a half upstairs. We could go find out. And then, you know, it's just like, they'd play some music. What music would they play? It'd be like, I'm back in the saddle again. And But then I'd be like, when they say again, I'd like break the third wall and I'd be like, again. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, still.
And on the side of your bed, it's got like a sign that says the saddle. It's
Yeah.
like that's the name of your bed.
Yeah. And then we just hang out and just have an enjoyable evening.
Yeah, you probably watch like the Goonies or something, right?
Yep.
You think Batman watches the Goonies?
Goonies never say die.
It's true.
I don't know. He probably doesn't. Because he's like, those Goonies are breaking into somewhere. I should beat them up.
It's true.
So, yeah, that would be our date night.
And, you know, they were poor, so he probably was fucking thumping them, too.
He probably beat them up.
Man, Batman's a dick.
That is basically Batman. He just practices karate on the mentally ill.
And homeless.
Yeah. What is that homeless person stealing something for a crime kingpin so he can eat some food? Time to beat him up.
Instead of just going after the crime kingpin.
Yeah, like he has no problem accidentally like crippling and breaking the backs of like all of the homeless henchmen in the city. But when it comes to Joker, he's like, I've got morals.
I can't kill you.
I mean,
well,
he
that's
did
actually Christian Bale.
Yeah, he did sort of like the Michael Keaton Batman didn't give a shit if
Yeah, that's one
Joker
thing,
died. But
that's one thing that I was going to bring up. If you compare the Michael Keaton Batman to the Christian Bale Batman. Because basically the Val Kilmer and the George Clooney Batman, I don't even know that they count.
Right.
Val Kilmer probably, because Val Kilmer's cool.
Yep.
Actually, George Clooney's kind of cool too as an actor too, but those two movies weren't that good.
No.
But
they were terrible.
True. So the Christian Bale one, he was like, I've got one rule. And he doesn't kill anybody, right? And he like breaks apart their guns and he saves people that shouldn't be saved. Or maybe they should be saved, but like normal people wouldn't or whatever. And he stops Catwoman from killing people and whatever. Yep. And then Michael Keaton's Batman is like, fuck you, I'm going to blow up this building.
Yeah.
Fuck you, I'm throwing you down these staircase. Fuck you, Joker, you get the gargoyle to your ankles and you're going bye-bye. He's
he does blow up that entire factory.
He's basically a serial murderer, right?
Yeah, he's just like, they were probably villains, officer, so I just blew them up.
You think there was any just like hourly paid civilians in there?
Of course, it was like a factory where there's like definitely factory workers there.
Yeah.
Security guards and shit.
And then nobody cared. They were just like,
thanks for saving the day, Batman.
Now we don't, instead of just like, what chemicals or what are on the shelves? Let's take those off and then let's send in some police force to shut that. Batman's like, I got this.
Right.
Thermal detonator. Boom.
Yeah.
Fucking done.
Like, I've read OSHA manuals before and like the MSDS, like the material safety data sheets, and there's never like a section in there that says like what to do with the chemicals if a billionaire drives his Lamborghini into your shop and throws bombs at you.
It's true. And like, same for MSHA.
Yeah, what do
I work
here?
at a plant, but I'm under MSHA, and there's nothing in there that says if a fucking Batmobile comes in here and drops a bomb.
What are you supposed to do in that situation?
I don't know, man.
You're like, do I write an occurrence report? Or
I mean, how do I know if I'm working for a fucking terrorist or not? You know, I'm just going to work.
Right.
I'm getting a paycheck. So maybe Batman is the villain in this.
Who knows?
Fuck, did I get a villain tattoo?
Yeah. You should just get a tattoo that says villain. I'm going to get a tattoo that just says villain.
Fucking villain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of wanted to get a tattoo once of, and I still kind of do. Like with me and my wife, like a stick figure, like one that's a dude and one that's a girl. And then you just put them together and be like, oh, how cute.
Just like two stick figures holding hands?
Yeah, or like one reaching out and grabbing a dick.
What if they're each grabbing them?
Like two dicks? Mm-hmm. Jesus, we should get those tattoos.
Yep.
Nice.
It's basically the 80s.
It's basically the 80s.
Dick tattoo stick figure people.
They'd be big dicks, though.
We would have, like, the stick figures, like, that's like, oh, my kid goes to fucking school, and I got 7 of them, because you can see on the back of my car. But it'd be on the Volkswagen that's in the 80s. But it's just, like, me and you standing there.
That's right.
They're like, oh, This is either a couple of gay gentlemen or a podcast, right?
So speaking of dick jokes, I wanted to take a second to shout out our latest Patreon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Carrie Hubert.
right.
Check her out on Instagram.
Yep.
Check her out on Facebook. We really appreciate her joining.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the guy that she's with on all of the fucking pictures and stuff that she's in there. What do you think?
Yeah, he seems like a tool.
Like a total douche.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, for
That's
sure.
that's your wife. That's the famed Carrie that we talked about.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, the guy that she's with is a fucking stud muffin who's got a giant dick.
Yep, and no hair.
Anywhere. Literally shaved today. The only hair I have is some beard and eyebrows. All right, so yeah, that's weird.
Yep.
But thank you, Carrie, and I love you.
Shout out, big ups to Carrie.
All right, so let's move on to. I want to tell you a little bit about some of my favorite parts of these movies.
Okay.
These movies.
This movie.
I love how the Joker keeps fucking up their TVs.
Yeah, he just fucking like shoots that TV, punches that TV,
He's got like just a big ass
unplugs that TV,
like
puncher
fucking
thing.
fist like
Yeah.
the Short Round has in the Goonies and wipes out a TV.
Uh-huh.
And then doesn't he
Pow.
shoot one too? Like Billy the Kid pulls out his fucking gun and shoots it sideways.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
got a
know,
long gun. He shoots it.
yeah, and then he probably runs one over. I don't know how many TVs he fucks up, but he just like,
Yeah.
I could just imagine Bob,
He
the
hates 'em.
gangster in the background's like, man, we have a chemical factory.
He just like texts like his other henchmen, fucking buy another television.
Just get more TVs.
Yeah.
How many should we get, boss? I don't know, like 10?
Buy a lot.
Whatever they have.
Do you know what? Get some of the homeless people to rob a TV stand. If Batman beats them up, I mean,
If we get 3 TVs,
It
we're
is what it
good till the
is.
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. Just like, I was like, that's a TV. I'm going to fuck that up. That's a TV. I'm going to fuck that up. So
Right.
yeah, that's just one thing that's like always stood out to me because I
Yeah.
started watching this when I was a kid. And then my other favorite part lasts like a second or less maybe.
Okay.
And there's like a huge hype up. The first time I saw it, I can remember I was like, oh fuck, that was awesome. But I didn't really say oh fuck because I was like 8
Right.
maybe. I don't know. Maybe I did.
I hope that you don't take my favorite spot because my favorite spot is literally like a 1 second
It
thing.
might. If it is, then will be like one more thing that brings us closer together.
Right.
But every time, even when we were watching this movie, I was all hyped up. It's
Mm-hmm.
like when he's fucking flying,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, then he comes up out of the clouds,
Oh.
and he
And it goes up to the
goes up to the silhouette of the
Yep.
to the moon, and then it's got the Batman there,
And it
then
just shows it?
like shows it for like, and he just hangs there for a
Okay.
second,
It was so close to being my favorite.
and then he
part.
just falls back down. I get hyped up every time, like yeah,
Really?
like
That's
that.
the exact symbol.
Like
I
that's
have it
the
on my
time while
arm.
you could be fucking, and that's the time when you're like
You stop. Oh.
Oh.
I thought you stop and look up to the clouds.
maybe, and then all of a sudden you're like, and then you fall asleep
Yeah.
and take a nap or get a sandwich or something.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. So what's your favorite part?
I like when he swoops in and takes all the balloons, and then the Joker's like, "My balloons."
Oh,
Just that.
my balloon. Yeah.
That's all he says. My balloons.
And then he shoots fucking Bob
Right?
because he's like, why didn't you tell me you had one?
Why did you
Motherfucker,
tell me you had one of them flying
nobody
machines?
knows.
Like the way he delivers it, he's just like, "My balloons."
Right? I love it.
God, that's the best part of
That
the
is the
movie.
best part. That might be the best part. That's a lot of giggle in there. I
Uh-huh.
love it.
It's really funny.
So
My balloons.
I think this is good a spot as any to move on to a little side note about a 90s movie.
All right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm trying to think back on the movies we've done, and this is like our first official comic book movie, right? So I kind of want to stay on the spirit and the essence of the comic books,
Okay.
and I want to throw out a 90s movie that we both love,
Okay.
and I think that helped define a generation, or at least a new genre. Maybe not new, but like pushed a genre movie, and
Right.
had many, many sequels that were amazing. So talk to me about Mallrats.
Ooh, Mallrats. That actually doesn't have any sequels.
Well,
But-
they all come together.
They do have a lot of movies in the same universe.
It's just
Yeah,
You're
actually,
right, they
there
don't have
is.
any sequels.
So actually, there is. I think that Kevin Smith is writing Mallrats too, or it has already been written or something. But he is working on a Mallrats
really.
too. God, yeah, we both love Mallrats. I think that I don't think that there's a podcast like that you and I have this podcast if it wasn't for growing up in the 90s and watching like Clerks and Mallrats and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back
Dogma
and Dogma.
All of them.
Chasing Amy, any of those movies. I think that honestly, Kevin Smith really defined what I like, the way that I deliver my, I guess, brand of comedy. Like, I don't think that it's, like a copycat of that. I think that it is just like an
Just
evolution of that.
influenced and helped
It's
it.
just like influenced of it. And it's just one of those things, like everybody's got their own, inspirational points, and Kevin Smith has always been one of my inspirations. I started listening to Smodcast, him and Scott Mosier's podcast, probably it's got to be like 12 years ago now that I started listening, and
Right, they've been doing it for a long time.
and they have really been a huge
And
inspiration.
We've shouted that out before with the old Forget a Kiss, the Harry Potter. and
Forget a Kiss.
That was a great scene from them.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking Mallrats. What like better way to define the 90s than like, let's just go fucking hang out at the mall, you know?
Right, and just do like, and they weren't teen, they were like college level
Right.
or like post.
They had like just graduated high school, I think.
Yeah, so they were post high school like drama,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yep. And it's like, how many times did you and I just go to the mall and just hang out,
And we
Like
have
a
a
lot.
tiny ass mall here.
Yeah, we had a small, like, one level. There's like 10 stores maybe, but we
And
still just
the
went
only
and hung out at
food
the
place
malls.
was the pretzel place.
Mhm.
And yeah, can you imagine if we grew up in a bigger city together and there was actually a really nice
real
big
mall? Yeah.
that we would fucking kill it there, right?
Yeah, any time that I lived in, like when I was 18, I lived in Salt Lake, and that's what me and my friend James would do. Our friend James, we would just go and hang out
What
at
up,
the
James?
mall, and just cruise the fucking mall. Like that's what you do. But that movie's got so many classic scenes, like when like that whole back and forth between like that little 3D. Like he's looking at that 3D picture.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't see it, and then
It's a
everyone's like,
scooter.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, look at that, a sailboat or a schooner," and he's just like, "Goddamn picture, why can't I see it?"
And those things were like the shit back in the day. Whatever happened to those?
I don't know, but it's kind of like you had to like cross your eyes to see the picture, right, and then a picture would pop out,
Right.
But it's kind of like it's like, for me, it's like a colorblind test, because you just like look at it, and if you have the ability to see colors, then like a strange image like comes out of nowhere, and then you see the image. And so I'm colorblind in blues and greens, and so I work at a hospital, right? And so one day a couple years ago, I get this text message from you, and
Not me.
and it's a colorblind picture, and you're just like, haha, let's see, what does this say? And I was like, well, I'm colorblind, I don't know what. And so I'm really good friends with my coworker, but she had just started work that week. Literally, it's like the second day that I've ever met this person. And we were talking about how I was colorblind, and I was like, in fact, I'm colorblind, and my friend just sent me this this picture. I have no idea what it is. And I was like, actually, what is it? Can you tell me? And I just hand it to her, and she just looks at it, and her face goes red, and she goes, "That's a big dick." And I was like, oh fuck, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, that's just a big dick and balls. And I was like, I am so sorry. And she's like, no, this is the funniest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, I genuinely am colorblind. I had no idea what it was.
You're welcome, by the way.
So yeah, that was the start of our friendship. And I mean, that was definitely like the icebreaker, I guess, for us to be really great friends.
That's awesome.
So thanks for that.
Yep.
But yeah, between that and then I love how they keep making the joke about Ben Affleck and the one girl is doing like the research and stuff, and she's like, he wanted to screw me in a really uncomfortable place, and they keep saying, what, like the back of a Volkswagen?
Right? And everybody's like,
What?
Yeah. You know what my favorite part is?
Huh.
Well, maybe not my favorite part, but what I love about it is how Brody gets his ass kicked, right? He gets beat up by Ben Affleck's character. I can't remember his name.
Right.
But he like fucking thumps him. And then he goes to Jay and Silent Bob and they're like, oh man, what happened? He's like, oh, that fucking Easter bunny. And then Jay and Silent Bob go and fucking jack up.
They beat the shit out. This is for Brody. And they fucking beat
him up right in front of the kids. And then all the kids attack him.
They're like, the kids all attack him. Yeah. This is for the Easter bunny.
And then
Beat the shit out of
later,
him.
I don't know, is Silent Bob dressed up like Batman later?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's kind of what made me
That's
think
what
of this because
drew you
when
to
they're
that?
when they do the getaway, right?
Yeah.
He like has
Yeah,
a
and he
little,
like
the
shoots
grappling hook.
He
and
like
everything.
pulls out a dildo and then he's like, what? And then he pulls out another grappling hook and then goes all the way up. And then Jay like kisses him on the cheek and he's like, where do you get these wonderful toys?
Right.
And that's from
right
from
that's
this movie. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, thanks to Kevin Smith and that whole universe that he created for making me like the type of comedy that I like.
Hell yeah. So yeah, that's what is that?
Fucking, that's totally the 90s.
Yep. So here we are talking on our podcast, but do you remember how crazy life was in the 80s?
Yeah.
Do you remember merry-go-rounds?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Like, did you ever get hurt on a merry-go-round?
No, because I was afraid of them when I was little.
I fucked up my foot on one.
Really?
Yeah. We were riding that merry-go-round,
going around.
and this merry-go-round had a big ass hole. Not an asshole, but a big hole
Yep.
in the middle of it.
Really?
And you know what they did? Nothing.
And they didn't care because it was the 80s.
When actually, this might have been early 90s when I was in it, but it doesn't
Right.
matter. We were fucking spinning that thing, and that hole was there, so you know what I did?
Fell in it.
Put my foot in it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to drag my foot here. And then you know what happened?
You got stuck.
Foot stuck under merry-go-round.
Jesus.
You know what happens then?
Your foot would get ripped off.
Yeah, it didn't get ripped off, but it was bad.
Yeah, I could imagine.
So I think there's only one way to talk about doing this, and you know what that is?
Probably by telling a story on a podcast.
That's right. And how do you do that?
You go to anchor.fm or download the free app to get started.
So if you ever fucked up your foot, get on Anchor.
This is the worst one we've ever done.
And we are back. And I want to tell you why I think this movie is so amazing. And even though we haven't really talked about the movie a lot,
Sort of, a little.
everybody loves this movie,
Oh, yeah.
except for 29% of the Spider-Man fans or whatever.
Yeah.
And you.
Rotten Tomatoes and me. But I do like the movie. It's just not my favorite.
Right. As a kid, I think I just loved it because people just want to be Batman.
Yeah.
As an adult, I watch it now because I think that Jack Nicholson killed it. I think
Yeah.
he did an amazing job in this
He
movie.
did really great.
And a lot of people will compare Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger as Jokers, and now we have the new Joaquin Phoenix as Joker.
Right.
And then even back in the day, I don't remember the Adam West Joker that much because I haven't watched that show for.
He was just a fucking smiley ass clown motherfucker.
Yeah. But I think that Jack Nicholson did a fucking great job.
Oh yeah.
Don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, because Michael Keaton, I think he did a really good job. But
He didn't have to do that much acting though. It was definitely like that movie was carried by Jack Nicholson playing
for sure.
Joker.
Because I think that it's more, and I think that's where we talked about like casting Batman or whatever. I think that's less of a issue. And I think that's kind of where they went wrong with Justice League.
Right.
I think they needed a better Joker. I think because Batman is Batman. He goes out and he fights crime and he kicks ass and he's a badass and he's a billionaire or whatever.
Yep.
But the Joker is...
He's that motherfucker.
He's dramatic.
He's
He's
in there.
charismatic. He's crazy.
He mind fucks you.
Yeah.
But then he does it in a way where you're like, wait a second, does he have a point? No.
Do I need to sniff that flower? Is he going to fucking spray acid in my eye?
Right.
Or is that a really good smelling flower? You don't know.
He gets you.
Yeah.
He gets in there and just does it.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Warwick Davis. He just does that shit.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to do this shit.
The Joker does.
I'm going to do that shit. I don't think I'm going to do that shit. And then all of a sudden he's doing that
But
shit
he's
that
doing
he just
it.
said he's not going to do.
Yeah.
And
he
he's
doesn't
been
even
doing
know.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. And just on that note, did you know that Jack Nicholson loved his role and the way that he acted in this movie, that there for a long time, he watched this movie for at least one time a week.
Really?
For many, many times. Yeah.
That's awesome. That makes me feel better because sometimes I go back and listen to our podcast and I'm like, fuck, we're funny.
And sometimes I go back and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with us?
Oh, yeah. I do that a lot too, but...
Yeah. I actually just started listening to our Ferris Bueller one again just to see how we've progressed. And I think that we're filming better and I think our audio is better and everything.
Definitely recording better because we're not filming at all, but...
Yeah, for sure. Fuck off. But I think we can't get to where we are now without that, you know?
We got to crawl so that we... Like, past ourselves had to crawl so future ourselves could walk.
Yeah, for sure. And just speaking of that, like Jack Nicholson loved it so much, loved his character. Tim Burton actually came out and said that he didn't like this movie because he thought it was boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I kind of thought about it.
It's probably because the trees weren't dancing and singing about Christmas.
True. It's like, where is Santa Claus? Wait, no, that's not it.
Right.
Moving on. But thinking about this movie, there's actually not a lot of action in it.
No, there's not much.
Because I was gonna bring up like, okay, well, compare the Batmans. Like, if you bring up the Michael Keaton Batman and then he has to fight against the Ben Affleck Batman, who wins in that fight?
Oh, the Ben Affleck one for sure.
And then after watching the movie, I was like, there's actually not a lot of Batman in this movie, and he doesn't do a lot of stuff.
Not too much.
He just shows up and he's
definitely like a Joker movie.
Yeah.
Like, Nicholson carried that movie for sure.
It's called Batman, and it's got Batman on the cover.
Yep.
And you've got the Bat Signal.
You should have called it Joker Man.
Right? For sure. But I think that's still the same. Even with like the Christian Bale Batmans now, people say that Christian Bale was the best Batman or the best, whatever, you know, which I love them. I love the Michael Keaton ones, and I love the Christian Bale ones, and I'll always be a Batman fan.
Yep.
But the Batman and Bruce Wayne, I don't even think that they're ever the main character.
No, I think it's usually the supporting characters that carry each one of the films. Actually, so my favorite one of the Michael Keaton's is Batman Returns. I think that movie's way better.
I agree. When I was a kid, I watched this one, but then when Batman Returns came out,
you're like,
I
fuck,
watched
Mom,
it.
he returned. Mom,
Batman returned. I didn't know he left, but now he's back.
Get him back, bitch. And then she's like, what the fuck did you say? And you're like,
and I'm like,
I didn't say anything.
It's worth it. And then she fucking hit me.
Yeah.
And then my dad came in, what the fuck is going on in here? And then I smarted off, and then my mom was like fucking jamming soap down my mouth.
Yeah.
And then my dad got the belt, and I was like, no, Dad. Oh, just kidding.
that part didn't happen.
But no, yeah, Batman Returns. You want to know something cool about that?
What?
So, Kim Basinger was not the first pick for Vicky Vale.
No?
Do you know who they wanted to be Vicky Vale? Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, her.
And Michael Keaton was actually dating Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right.
They were a thing. And classic 80s. And Michael Keaton kind of talked him out of it. It was like, I don't know, it might be weird or whatever, you know, because we're dating this and that. And then all of a sudden, Batman Returns.
And then she's in it.
She's Catwoman.
Boom. What if, like, he's like, who directed this movie?
Tim Burton.
Okay.
Remember the fucking dancing trees and
yeah.
looking for
I wasn't sure if he produced it or directed it or both.
I know for a fact he directed it.
Okay. So what if, like, Tim Burton's just writing the script? And then, like, it's like on the script, it's like, and then Bruce Wayne starts fucking Vicky Vale, and he's writing it, and then Michael Keaton comes over, and then he's like, oh no, she doesn't like that position, and then he's like, what? And then he's like, yeah, no, just scratch that out. He scratches it out, and then he's like, he like writes, he just like writes something down, and then Tim Burton's like, he's like, well, holy shit. I was hoping to have singing trees, but this is way better, you know?
And then he's like, you know what we should have Catwoman do?
What?
Just like wear really, really tight, like sparkling leather. Like what was it? What was that suit made of? I don't know that it was leather, but it was like latex.
Yeah.
And then let's just get it super tight so it's real form fitting. And then Tim Burton's like, are you sure? And Michael Keaton's like, trust me, man.
Yeah.
And then let's have her blow up a building and then she'll do some backflips and stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden she'll just stop and be like, meow. And then Tim Burton's like, this kind of sounds like you're just wanting me to get Michelle Pfeiffer to do this stuff.
Michael Keaton, are you trying to make me write this movie to fulfill one of your fantasies? And then he's just like, what does he say? I was trying to like I was trying to come up with like something he would say in Beetlejuice, like what? I don't remember this scene that I'm thinking of in Beetlejuice, but whatever.
Nice fucking model.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what he was going for. And then
but she like starts doing backflips, and then like she's like meow, and then you just hear like off in the background, fucking rip your top off, and then Tim Burton's like, cut.
We should make that movie.
Yeah, that would be a great movie.
Who do you think was the better like Batman girl? Vicky Vale or Selena Kyle / Kim Basinger / Michelle Pfeiffer?
I mean, I super love when Kim Basinger is wearing them big ass glasses in that one scene and she's got her hair up.
Oh yeah, when she's
that
talking
that
Knox.
shit. Mm-hmm.
For sure. And I can't choose either one. I really love both of them. I really like Michelle Pfeiffer and I really like Kim Basinger. And
do you know who my favorite Batman girl in all of the Batmans is? Is Ra's al Ghul's daughter, Talia al Ghul. Yeah, I love her when she fucking stabs Batman in the truck when she's dying. She's like, it's the slow knife. He's like, it wasn't this fucking slow knife. You just fucking jammed it right in there.
It
wasn't slow at all.
She's like, yeah, now you know what it's like to get done fast, huh?
Do you know what? I remember that fucking fireplace. Do you know why? Because I only saw about 20 seconds of it. It's the fast knife that fucks you in the end. He's like, still did it. Still did it.
Still did it.
Anyways, that's
that's comparing the Batman movies.
Bat ladies and stuff.
Michael Keaton and Catwoman. Catwoman is Catwoman. So anyways.
Oh, wait, worst Catwoman is
Halle Berry.
Storm, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's awful.
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna tell you something in pride.
Okay.
I have never seen the Halle Berry Catwoman movie.
Really?
Not
once.
Good. I thought about watching it one time, and I was scrolling through like Netflix or something. I clicked on it, and I'm like, I could watch this, and I was like,
it's not her fault though. It's just like the whole directing and everything's fault. It was just a terrible movie.
Yeah. So it's never got any good reviews or anything. But unfortunately, I did watch Daredevil.
Yeah.
But I've never watched Elektra either, which I also heard was horrible.
Daredevil. Actually, never watched it.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't watching that shit.
No, it's because he's blind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got him. You want to know who my favorite character is?
Who?
Other than the Joker.
Oh, I know who it is, but tell me.
Knox.
Yep.
The reporter.
So cool.
He's so cool.
He's the best part.
He's so fun. He's just like he doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
And he'll just say what he wants to say.
Yeah.
He'll walk up to the commissioner and be like, hey, commissioner, what's up? Tell me about Batman. Is he on the payroll? Are you fucking that lady over there?
Yeah, he just asks all the shit.
Yeah, and doesn't even give him a chance to answer. He just throws like 10 questions at him. He's like,
I love when he's like talking to Vicky Vale and he's like, are you here to look at my dick? You're going to need a really long microscope.
He's like, I don't do nudes.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do nudes, but you're going to need a long lens.
Yeah, you're going to need a long lens.
And then she's like, I really love your work about the Batman. He's like, are you fucking with me? Who paid you?
Right.
And she's like, no, I really love it. And he's like, will you marry me? And she's like, nope. Will you buy me lunch? Yep.
I mean, I'm a light eater.
Lunch.
Yeah, he's like, I eat light. He's just such a fast talker. It's so good.
Right. And then he meets Bruce Wayne. He's like, oh, what's up, Bruce Wayne? I'm Don Knotts. Or not Don Knotts. Don Knotts is the fucking...
Is it he fucking...
He's the dude from the Andy Griffith Show.
Is that song?
I don't know. He plays I'm pretty sure that's the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
And then he plays like the Incredible Mr. Limpid, and he's like part of the Apple Dumpling, not the Apple Dumpling gang, maybe. Anyways, but yeah, Don Knotts. His name is Alexander Knox.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he's just like smooth talking, he's like talking shit to Bruce Wayne. He's like, oh, he's king of the Wicker people. And he's like, oh,
yeah. He's
how
like,
vain do you have to be?
This fucking rich bitch.
He's like,
and he's right behind him. He's like, where do you think you got this fucking thing? I got it from Japan. No, it's Japanese. How do you know? Because I bought it in Japan.
Shit. Who are you? Bruce Wayne. Oh, fuck. Can I have a
Can I have a
grant?
grant? Yeah, he's all talking shit. He's like, can I have a grant?
Oh, and speaking of that, I know it's 1989. So, like, today, you can't be a billionaire or famous or whatever and have your face not be out there, right?
Mhm.
But that's one thing that I love about this movie that I didn't understand until I got older. When Vicky Vale's like, which one of these guys is Bruce Wayne? And he's like, fuck, I don't know. Let's look.
Right.
And then they're talking shit, and then Don Knotts, and she's a famous photographer.
Mm-hmm. You call him Don Knotts again?
Howard Hughes. And then he's a famous reporter, right?
Right.
Or like maybe not famous, but he's
a reporter.
You would think they know what fucking
You'd
Bruce
think,
Wayne, everybody knows Wayne Enterprises millionaire, whatever billionaire looks like, right? Nope. He's never been on Time Magazine. He's never been out in public. He's never went to fucking Saks Fifth Avenue and bought a turtleneck or anything, right? How is Bruce Wayne so elusive? Like, he doesn't even need the mask. Like, he could be... More people know who Clark Kent is than Bruce Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, maybe he just gets fucking Alfred to buy all the shit for him. He's like, Alfred, go buy me a fucking turtleneck. And he's like, why are you talking like that?
Because I need a new turtle.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He's got like 600 turtlenecks.
Can you please buy me one?
Oh, speaking of Alfred, and this is just one of, well, maybe I shouldn't. Well, yeah, I'll talk about it. This is one of my favorite parts from Batman Returns.
Okay.
Is because he's sitting there like watching his screens and stuff. And he's like, oh, fuck, Penguin's doing that. Oh, fuck, Catwoman's doing that.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, Alex Schreck is doing that. Oh, and then Alfred brings him some like this bowl of food.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bruce Wayne takes a bite of it and then spits it back in there. And he's like, it's cold. And then he's like, it's whatever. And then Bruce Wayne looks at him like, and he's like, it's supposed to be cold.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh shit, and then just eats it.
Oh, this is really good.
This is the shit. So yeah, probably Alfred just does everything. But like, I think it's probably Alfred in the Batman suit.
Probably.
And just doing everything. And Bruce Wayne's just like, it's me. What's up?
Yeah, he just pays people to do all that stuff.
Right. How did Vicky Vale figure out that Bruce Wayne was Batman?
He was like hanging upside down after they slept together the first night.
Yeah, but what if it was one of those like those aren't that, well, I guess they are kind of uncommon back then, but now more like you can get those things that just hang you upside down and it just stretches your back.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But like they're just hanging out and then they go to the fucking museum and everything. And then all of a sudden Alfred's like, hey, what up? Maybe Alfred just called her and was like, look, I'm tired of his shit. He's Batman. Come over here and fix
That's
it.
what he did. She just brought him there. Alfred just like brought her there and he's like, sorry, bitch, deal with it.
Sorry.
What
Bruce.
if like the first night they're together, he's like, can I get in your bat cave? And she's like, wait a second. You hung upside down and you were talking about my bat cave. Are you Batman? And he's like, no.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe.
I mean, am I going to get laid or
What did you think about the bet?
are you the Joker? Oh, what are we talking about again? And then she's like, are you Batman? He's like, fuck it. Right?
You know, I mean, I've got the money.
He just got all drunk. And he's like, this is my bat.
This is my bat, Steve.
This is my shooty thing. This is Steve the Bat. What if he just had pictures of bats everywhere? She's like, you got a lot of bats for someone that claims he isn't Batman.
Yeah, just like that's a circus bat. What if he's got like a whole bat music, like the whole bat like village, and just these bats just walk around and they've got like clothes on. And
This is a baseball bat.
classic Bruce Wayne.
It's just an eccentric billionaire, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what I would do if I was a billionaire.
I don't know either.
I don't know that I would become Batman, but I
Hang
would
upside
probably.
down.
If I was a billionaire, I'd probably spend the time to train to try and be a ninja.
Fucking throwing stars.
Yeah, have you ever tried to throw a fucking ninja star?
No.
I've thrown a throwing knife.
I've thrown things, and I've seen stars.
That counts.
Do you know what is the best ninja show is Beverly Hills Ninja?
That's true. Do you think that Beverly Hills Ninja could beat Batman in a fight?
In a sushi restaurant, yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. In like a, what are those fucking restaurants called where they have like the grill out
Hibachi.
there? Yes, hibachis. He could be like, oh, yeah, he's way smoother with ladies.
Yep. All right, so now that we're completely off topic, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
What do you think about, so the Joker's grand plan is he's like, I'm going to give away $2 million. And
$20 million.
Yep, $20 million. And then I'm going to fucking fill up a whole bunch of balloons full of gas, but then I'm going to let it out as slow as possible and only kill like 7 or 8 people. What a terrible financial strategy.
It is true.
And where did he get that money?
Well, he probably...
Because fucking Heath Ledger Joker stole all that money from the banks.
Well, they have an entire crime syndicate built, right? So he stole all that money from Carl Grissom.
He just had that much cash laying around?
Maybe.
What a terrible...
Maybe he was lying
lord.
because we only saw him throw out like a couple of handfuls of dollars. What if it was only like $1s and $2 bills?
What if he's throwing it out in quarters? He's like, there's a fucking lot of quarters.
There's a lot of quarters.
You count them up and tell me how much it is. Because I assumed it was $200 billion.
$20 million.
Yeah.
What was his in game? I guess would be the end thing.
Kill people.
Just like he
With
just
smiles.
wanted to just kill people.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wanted to draw out Batman.
Yep.
He was a crazy.
And it worked. But let that gas out faster if that's your plan, man.
Just like pop them motherfuckers so then Batman can't steal them.
Yeah. Like if you just put them balloons out and then it's like poof and then they're dead and everyone's dead. Like good luck taking them balloons, bud. They're already used.
You're dead. You're popped.
Yeah. Fucking do you know what it probably was? He shot Bob and then fucking Steve took over and he's like, "Oh, I should set these at fucking 10 psi instead of 1000 psi."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna dial these dials."
And the Joker's like, I thought a lot more people would be dead by now. And then he's just like, "Bob, God damn it!" No, it's Steve. Bob's
I know
dead.
he yells for Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Bob. Like, oh fuck, never mind.
Yeah, fuck. Where's Steve?
Yes.
Steve's like, "I thought you told me to set it at 2 psi." No, 2000. You know,
and then it goes back doo doo boo doo boo doo.
Classic fucking Steve move.
Yeah.
But I love his long ass gun.
Yeah. Which leads me to my actual favorite part of the movie.
The long ass gun?
Yes. So you've got fucking Batman rolling up with his fucking Luke Skywalker vision, right? Which was awesome.
And you and I both were like, "Use the Force, Luke."
When he pulls that thing over there.
We're dumb.
And so obviously he didn't because it shows like this thing is fucking armed. The only thing that would have made this better was like if it would have been boom, 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 gun, rocker, and then all of a sudden it showed Batman with a knife in his teeth. So it'd be like, man, that fucking thing is armed to his teeth. That's all I could think. Because he had multiple machine guns, multiple rockets.
Right.
And a Luke Skywalker level targeting system, which he dialed in on the Joker's head.
Yeah, and he still missed.
And he shot everything.
Yeah.
And missed.
It's just like, I didn't realize, maybe I did, but then I just ignored it. But that scene when he pulls out the really long gun and shoots the bat fly mobile
I don't
out
even
of
know
the
what
sky.
it's called. Like a bat cop? Not a bat cop. Or
The Batwing.
Batwing.
Pretty sure it's called the
Sure.
Batwing. But that's like, they took huge inspiration from that from Heath Ledger's Joker.
I noticed that exact same thing last
when he's
we
like
watched it
driving
too.
the bat motorcycle.
Bat pod.
Yeah, and he's like,
"Hit
he
me.
missed. Yeah.
Hit me.
Yeah, that
And
was
then-
way inspired from that.
Yeah,
And
and
I
Jack
never,
Nicholson's just sitting up there with his arms in the air like, come on. Which is,
I never noticed
I don't
how,
know why I never
Me neither.
put those two and two together.
Yeah.
But yeah,
when I was
then
watching, I was like, God, I'm dumb.
then he pulls the gun out and he just like dials in, open sights everything, one shot, boom,
Yeah,
Batman's
boom,
down.
gets
He's like,
him.
fuck, Joker is
Yeah.
the fucking hero, you
He's
know?
like, I had one gun and you had 17.
And some rockets.
Yeah.
And then they run up the longest set of stairs in history.
Yeah, that is a really good point, too, when he's like, meet me at the top of the stairs in 5 minutes. And then he looks up and he's like, better make it 10.
Like, there's no way I'm running up those stairs in 10 minutes.
That's so good. That would be me, for sure. And in fact, actually, why don't you not meet me up there? Come down here.
Yeah, just come down here real quick. And speaking of that, Batman has all kinds of batarangs and fucking shit to make him climb buildings really fast and grappling hooks and whatever else on his fucking belt. Except for when he's climbing up the goddamn stairs.
Yeah.
He's just like, I got like bat shoes.
Right. It's a good thing that he didn't, like, to begin with, because then Joker, like, sprays the tiniest bit of acid on the bell and it goes flying down the stairs.
Right.
So that would have crushed him.
That's true. Like if he would have grapple hooked to that bell and Joker's like, got you now, bitch. Ching. And then he's done and then...
I like when all the like police commissioners and stuff, they're like, fucking run up them stairs and see what's going on. And then the bell crashes down. He's like, never mind.
And then the commissioner's like, I'll push this out of the way. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's like trying to move the like 2-ton bell. Oh,
He's
this
like,
is wedged.
just like 2 more seconds, guys. I forgot to stretch.
Fuck, I gotta stretch it out. He didn't even ask for help. He's like, let me move. Nope. It's too strong for all of us combined.
I got a better
moving.
idea, guys. Let's just get some spotlights.
Yeah, let's get some spotlights and shine them up there to see what's going on.
Oh. And then they just shine spotlights up on the gargoyles.
And that is like every single Batman movie, they're like, Batman starts helping out everybody, and then they're like, this son of a bitch is he's a menace. And then they like save their asses, and he's like, you're our hero. Like,
Batman.
How about, I want to make a Batman where a dude dressed as a bat goes and saves the day, and then everyone immediately is like, fucking thank you.
And then they're like,
finally.
They're like, what's your address? And then they send him like a bunch of
like a
girls,
nice,
like a
like
party.
One of those, those
fruit
like
basket or
Sherry's
something?
berries. Yeah, you like send the fucking fruit basket full, and you're like, there's fucking cantaloupes and squash and kumquats and everything in here.
And then there's a little bouquet of flowers on top, and then a little thank you note, and then like a discount
watermelon.
at the
Watermelon shaped
Bed
like a
Bath &
titty.
Beyond.
Yeah.
A watermelon shaped like a titty.
You just like bite into that first.
What if they
I
sent?
love this city.
What if they sent like a jack-o'-lantern, but it was carved out and it was like 2 perfect little titties on there, and
It's like, thanks, Batman.
be like, that's totally a Tim Burton thing.
Yeah.
This is not fucking
It's a spooky
Halloween.
one.
This is
Spooky
Halloween. This is-
What were you saying earlier? Where are you, Christmas?
Where are you, Santa?
Yeah.
Something like that. Classic.
Went Cindy Lou Who on a fucking Tim Burton song.
Well, I feel like Cindy Lou should be on a Tim Burton song.
She kind of went into Tim Burton.
Didn't she like go form a goth band or something?
Yeah, she sings for Pretty Reckless, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. I don't
But
know.
yeah, she's turned into like a Tim Burton goth girl.
Let me tell you one thing that I love
Okay.
about this movie. And I just thought about this because we were talking about like singing and Cindy Lou and everything. I absolutely love the opening to this movie because we talked about it like with Snake Plissken, where it was just like black screen and then it would just flash.
Right.
Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell, fucking
Someone else.
Duke of New York ain't never won, you know?
Uh-huh.
But this one had really badass music, and then it looked like it was like a camera was going through like a stone maze, but it was just going through the little bat symbol,
Right.
and then it comes up and it's like this huge view over it, and you're like, boom, and then that music is like fucking epic.
Right.
And yeah,
Just it sets the tone for the movie.
I feel like Cindy Lou Who should be like orchestrating
Kicking
that,
ass in
that
there.
music. Yeah, for
That
sure.
could be good. I like that a lot.
So
Let's see here. I think that we talked about every aspect of the movie that we should hit on. Let's see here. Your favorite? Did you say your favorite? Not Kim Basinger. Your favorite Batman girl?
oh, my favorite Kim Basinger scene.
Yeah, or
All
that.
of them.
I was gonna say, who's your favorite Batman leading female character? But I don't know if you said that or not. I can't remember. Because I said mine.
I asked which was better between Kim Basinger and Michelle Pfeiffer.
But you didn't say who yours was.
I think I'm still going to go with Kim Basinger. Her character in this was a little goofy because she did play the damsel in distress. And Michelle Pfeiffer was more aggressive, obviously,
Right.
because she's Catwoman. But I kind of want to just go back and just, like you said, like the scenes with her big glasses and her big coats and like just everything about her was just kind of gave you like that nerdy librarian feel,
Yeah.
you know?
For sure.
And I think that's cool.
Yeah, me too.
I like it a lot.
I think that's my favorite for sure.
And I'm not going to lie, even though the Val Kilmer one isn't that great, I still like Nicole Kidman too.
She's good, yeah.
And my wife hates her too.
Right.
She hates Nicole Kidman. She hates Kim Basinger. Not sure what her thoughts are on Michelle Pfeiffer
Or Halle Berry.
or Halle Berry. I think she likes Halle Berry, but she's not really a Batman girl. Katie Holmes and
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yes, Maggie Gyllenhaal. And then there's not like a Batgirl in
Well, you could say
Gal Gadot. How do you say her
Gal
name?
Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Well, you could say Margot Robbie,
True.
right? Because she's Harley Quinn.
Right.
She's not like Batman's girl, but
Joker's girl. But...
Mhm.
And then in the George Clooney one, I can't remember her name, but it was a famous model, was like Batman's fiance or girlfriend at the time. I never cared to look it up, but
yeah,
I'd
the
say,
movie's terrible.
yeah.
Is that the one when fucking Robin dies from? He works in the circus and his parents fell.
No, that's the Val Kilmer one.
Oh, that's the Val Kilmer one. They're both.
Yeah,
so
this
terrible.
one. This one is the one with Mr. Freeze,
Oh, don't you chill out?
but it's got Uma Thurman in it.
Yeah,
And she does do a great job.
yeah.
in
Uma
that
Thurman's
movie.
good.
But yeah, I think I'm still gonna go with Kim Basinger.
Hell yeah.
She was on my top 10 freaking.
Yeah, that was on the top 10 heartthrobs, which we did an episode for our Patreons only. So, couple different plugs here. Number one, if you made it to this far in the podcast, fucking congratulations and thank you.
Yeah.
And then number two, we have just revamped our Patreon to include some new exclusive merchandise and everything
There is
else.
a $69 tier.
There's a $69 tier, just like we promised. And yeah, check that out. There'll be links in the description, the podcast notes. Additionally, we've got our Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube channels on there as well.
And we also would like to thank you guys in advance for sharing our products, shouting us out, like tagging us in your posts, and commenting on our stuff.
Yep. Actually, reviewing us on iTunes is a great way to support us as well. Obviously, we would love a 5-star, but, fuck it. I mean, if you hit us with a 1-star and say that, they
don't ever talk
they don't
about
know what
Batman.
the fuck we're talking about, then we'll be like, yeah, that's true too.
I'll shout you out on my podcast and I'll say whatever. Fucking Steve, you're a piece of shit.
Well, I don't think we would attack our listeners.
True,
But-
unless it is you, Steve. Anyways,
But yeah, just leaving us a comment on any of our medias or anything like that, and then really reviewing us on iTunes really helps a lot. So we're going to be celebrating our 1000th listen probably by the end of this month. So we're going to plan something really awesome for that.
a nude photo shoot.
Maybe not. Right? That's got to be like a middle of summer thing.
Yeah. Well, actually, we should probably do it in the winter so that
Nope.
way the camera fits.
Oh. Yeah, for you.
You need a long lens.
Yeah, you need a long lens.
Anyways.
But yeah, so what do you think we should watch next week?
Since it's coming close to the end of summer, and I really love John Candy, and I really love Dan Aykroyd, I want to do The Great Outdoors.
The Great Outdoors, huh?
Yeah, you know what that one is?
That is basically the 80s.